The validation, you the validation, you are the Sunday all everything. God has set up by a pending the ultimate consensus. Some main performance is there. Hey, the diabona, comes upon me. Say, look, I'm giving the plan. This time to the golf family went to home when I put my pound play like a home show. Who does this? Ultimately, you have to pay for parent conflict, you could on notice, but it's prepares teas critical allows you to your purity. Mitsupu his dad. Or you go in what you go more academic attention. He knows to be by so kind of gain enemy that fusion. So when once the name of Steve, then yet needs a while, China will seem so can become a distractions. He means that day, couldn't get himself. And host that. The travel static point is dumb and wise now. If people started a beamer, slide were just this. If people started applauding you before your heart was ready. Rices, what hell, they. Positive memory, take on what the synthesis is about. Pride could take root where humility was supposed to grow. There were hundreds of go right. To why? Tell them time to shop was I don't let out so God hide the fuzzy for both bay. So the dog barn go kind of on this or see in mass bay and went high other motives is and makes us because the panel windows. Him to obey his sinker. Samuel to little cardies will hide laser car even not a little bit. Happy to if he want a more hard wanted the fast scooping. He's been training you is because when you're focused on the mission, one the being not governed horse the mission now. Actually, there is BPU train is on the mission. Pay, ain't the. Has also had pay in moment. That Pinive Squaddle. That's why even when you felt invisible, FP, you kept serving, kept giving. Giving, kept loving. It can't spare me. He cats being obey. He cause believing. Penny. Because what let away. Because your heart wasn't doing it for applause. A, in my face beaming FQP. It was doing it for him. Music from its cool in a melodic way. The art and these pop ones on that fight artifices nappy, ping, and that kind of faithfulness moves heaven. Not miss the hour to maybe in one paid it. It might not make sense in mind you heard some media worth. It might not make headlines on earth. Paid hurt if cool. But it echoes in eternity. The spare page and supported bit. The minute I wonder King's Q's because when you're faithful with the little things, when you keep showing up, even when it doesn't if people doesn't feel like I'm making the God's preparing those and going on to names. It is. That's not live a portal of baby good like they can also include where even bargaining come with a wet spot for eight was over movies. Who might be by the Bible commercial as he knows being now or sending to with him once a count. Woman and cast you be paying even the more. Because I could pay for it and the class be teaching while you job by standing to you eat the geek up one at the movie. Likewise, you eat burn of quite as total mirror, come on like a lady. And of a first boy be facing as our irony, dial, pay, and be. You see. Because 到时候 push 嘛，现在旁我们本身的别人但是批评说，为什么咁样 ？That piece of work has been 批评 black school or has published but has a 批评是否 cross 评价 increase the world chain， 好睇着。所以这两行里有他们的，is our no portfolio 是慢慢发来的爱的，看我爱的是拍子方面安了的。 who with it while others measure success by visibility. It's mad, empty prison on farm Pedasco pigs. He measured yours by consistency in this. The matter was some wise upon his access which started in that's mama, you didn't quit when it got hard. Pedas of heart, mental could paying it. You didn't let bitterness take over when others betrayed you, heard of when others ate birthday. We were high dog your keep out a little girl. This, SB, better off spew, pain. You kept your spirit clean. 自己来 start foscu then what one your sacum says messy. Even mom sauce them stack with his get is messy. Did it better on modified horse who moment tanker. That's what heaven unfulfilled when coaster that stays. For the two task that had other for all the demo but it's you the first month too in the process. The man this helps pile is the better quick inwards. The last state to you in the process. Who need 这份你实际呢？我话后面呢是妹比为是比，但是话你今年配美，然后话其实要这个等胖的是咩？给坏来的，给个的 pen。People with mouth circle ping. The when will it be my time? Governments who back hand me who will going to table. And that表现就会 when it will also so paving land by the pattern or someone say no one will see will see your bell. Somehow pops it over. Now I took him when I bring it to the table. And I hate to he was because if we spill it now, so he has so many things of my time. 8. The bet. P. I already see. I've been watching. Hi. Maggie. Nefinito. People may. And when I open the door, pay. Why? What? Boom, them, vet. Then. See some of the clean up. So it's not everyone. Why are you working ill? Work as the home workers on my hero, you won't have to inspire your city. You always will have to say your facing yourself. You won't have to exert yourself for your health free. 这边好多改了，不看没有课程和批判开始到看了讲，有的红文有 have to push for validation，不为什么有 per leaders to place validation。Them times that even be little part taste嘛。Go for such to demand to us, and you want end the fault, and put about to material. Quite kind of in sound or part of them paving in anyone the year far. Go so this pie that pen holds it can be go had to be told of him at your messing you can do it. Would best do what they did us. Cause favor will speak louder than if the bad band out. Either speak louder any introduction ever out cause or if it is bad. Wingham, he's been in the fire since progress that's fine. Point B. He's been using this quiet season to test your posture. Cause Bob's on it smooth by heavens. Senifaz was it because it to begin over the harmless. Handle you because it's easy to praise when people because it's a way only first it pisses but people are cheering for you. Mokonebe pulls out how some app orders close and away. Kubaburius preventing the ear, why will say the other fights is prepared. Hearing with blatantly close open and the waiting. Safe and Anthony Golding says swap as a police in dining oneself in view of joy guy. Him if age of his face, from people had every easy way found. I'll be able to pay as much keys and get at in fast we can so tune the cultural resistance way and we got everything's working out. Mainly Matham and Banner. It isn't time to combo wider body and more evidence open to the sexual album will be the ma. Even when nothing trust shows though, really be going in and people should also so we are big units that are how to try. So when the past here as was classically, copy I believe I was almost there good. 没嘛是吧？所以我什么？Moment das big move God can handle unseen seasons, watching how you handle those unseen seasons. Guys, backups. How am I to Batman for the test with California Hammer? How will you tell the palm paper who can't who benefit? Who move, my funny minutes you. Milner also surveying to be the zone, even meisters for night, the dominant bodies. Specifically, they may the black spear or you how you stay is a humble is so even when like a jan, but the humble do the less formal. Every act of obedience. Every act of obedience. Ooh. Every decision to chase, fiber self-feed, and in a map. Every decision to choose faith over fear. Sheets so good. Be watered and loot, pimmy, convenience, and arousing than me. Introduces there who's all heeds is being more convenience. Those are all seeds having or conveniency. Still haven't been watering. Gewoon 2002 beginnen. I thought in men that seeds are going to bloom, and soon those seeds are going to bloom. Pay. XQ. You may not see it yet. 观察好 mindfulness. Digging when popsy bins come on up and body to sana. Buyout parity again those matters. But God's been building your testimony in silence. What Val Bendis be man is any now no would be being a cake coming her in use. Says Benter he's gathering evidence of your endurance. He's MMPTP. Even now, which is a cornerstone though, was the aluminium though, because it was fun to have clear paper or witness the outcome of what got so bad as film hot mill jail, Bimbaland and just that messy the tenants of the back then for the in a lot was looking go to a night but some Michelle and the was having washed most of honor, because in this thing looking on you know. But not being more some why. Vindin and Bob, so to make bounting the home fell on in one's own yes. Bioting garden when body to that. Your heart would be so grounded in gratitude. The food was unbelievable. Take out only as those real basically is coming home to the crowd from whichever and the right what we say here. But then your words out from you here, shouldn't have you answer one of the busy go, oh yeah. It's never about being seen. NP of it was and the misses you all know. It was never about those same houses. It's about be seeing sing BLSBM. When an OBM was one night rank my half is about tournament dance, was always about being known by him. Then those who have used that alphabet, then one automatically in my town. Two small kills, them winglet Kaden gone, was in search of uncommon small. Like, no one is a currency, but collect no who is a currency, not one can balance this one. Tell is also map person Pete's pilot cocoon. Down with your bias. When you see citizens be playing a video, passport, they're invisible you. And you ask you, pay when you feel invisible in the very place you're giving your all. Part of insults, talk upon ILSB, but the note has its super pairs, but black people shouldn't need a holiday. It's parts flow into this book of flaws in your labor, yourself in very your is never. Yeah. Well, that is so people. Perhaps could P. God doesn't wait his obedience. Couldn't be a team body set someone put pictures in the baby truck. Pin number below effort. He doesn't know effort. Tenefate he know. Yeah, he doesn't forget tears. Fake part to buy on what people must be no feeling these from. Had you, pain ye, and Every moment you thought went unnoticed until twisted months unnoticed has been recorded. Beginners provided the free and the same to almond. Pierre is the one in shopping list. Number Pine, the watch is so instant because Medoa, we use it like you also 100% on the work out of the edges you saw in secretly. About to talk to PS, I am abilities was. So that we've been asking. Being you might have been asking, Miss Cowan, what people say about QB? Balcony, school points out the plea. Joke on the forgive out of the spring. Then God's booty measures. It's a when will it be my turn? Yeah, and God's been saying, quiet to Mama Moti, how you could deliver. Middle amical message in more a team on the palm hints up his dog. Materials has to put it up if it does. Many philosophies, that as milk could be on and because when digging it up for because all the new leads was super cozy. Ye and what the make yes. The case of his body is vanity. See out, make sure he says the future G. F's Q. P, and it won't be small, and it's totally cute. It won't be subtle. 其实在外面好耶，可明天等把那跑点来出下午那把那出去买，it won't be something had to it. What question you want have close as to be looking for the good past spin. What I am the fate pay. On be one. Be nable. Makes. For bailing near the morning laughter, it'll be the kind of breakthrough that every hidden moment why what's help is the either place. Will you every hidden moment worth of it? 机票，对，票的话呢，反正比我们的比号收的，也是 cold cat 三包 on 特生波把少，swap 有的 pay. Don't stop doing good because hey you feel unseen. The million mind and within the PP vessel to ban ET species ban the case one chin. Should this ability 10 minutes of mother back SQ keep working with excellence or wasn't my defending even always. Keep trusting even when it's quiet. P because God is faithful to remember because God is stay faithful to you. He the remember those who stay faithful to him. Maybe always the guitar man says had aber vision why heard the meals best or helping. Peace about 2 years and ability which is a very hard for the venting hand to how person 小童也装所信过的意义以致that 别把这个变得的不特别成了 and that's just any just be doing in the power good work well of seeing it meant by Caucasian obey F cool POI and when that light shines I been想 team the pen obey definitely I see everyone will know or everyone mustn't. It wasn't luck if the payment. 变好我在 fast moon p. Okay, it wasn't timing. I can point to that can go support. May I put money put forward if I will win on the fatness. It was heaven's reward for your faithfulness. This class will offer you be worth for will pursue it. 他们买我们是毛皮，靠不差不多的话，什么牌不骗，was heightens the spray supposes，所以说说没批评你 ，Heaven has been watching your faithfulness。我哋部 Apple 和你 send me with a better for you，批评 there's something about the moments right。Before for and teammate below present you will probably they could moment missing it right before the birthday cause yeah a moment that can you do the unbelievable guitar cause leaning and go ain't magic is when there's thing like going to a bus as his husband in the middle of the magic says he got a teammate was talking and was sleeping on the tray and they pesu feet P you start to feel pressure in places that used to feel as to feel peaceful. The people around you begin to shift. The people around you begin to shift. The things that used to bring you comfort, no longer satisfy you. Pay. It's like the ground beneath you starts shaking. It's like the ground beneath you starts shaking. Deep body apps. And tell if it's falling apart, or you can't tell if it's falling apart or coming together. The ass doesn't mean the imitative body vas kinobipa less south literature to speak points. People say potential self-places without a van communes. Well, I put you on in Apple plus less than our KCPT not pay out so some of those crazy digital WIT so that limited known parents who always a feature that neighborhood was cost of the higher son. English can also teach one. Poi pay. Pay is this function, it's dash pay. It van at is then that's header P. It's not destruction. Yeah, as a point of file, reorganize because the experts cool. They have it. It's called diarrhea rankings, it's called a complement for a light and who testing you here. Half of the top we are posted so you need whether you are next to a line and the way he's taking you next. But also my pen with an ozone of the vast vein. It's a P and the you see we love the idea of breakthrough. I'm over the epics cost LDCH. One is to say mannerism because really talk about what it costs us to realism about what it costs to reach it in our key in E, before the promise comes, there's a process. There's a process. One, 我们去米北那是第5 chance. I have said the squatters with the policy will test your patience, plus of core patience. With them test your patience. You who will be many that been disciplined in your faith, through that and your med. Alright, be that. Methodology of participating in my item. Mentalism, it feels like everything in relationship. Sometimes it feels like everything is collapsing and me as a past electricity. Collapse and relate. Banner for finding Moscow. Finances, peanuts, opportunities. You start asking, God, 我们到会走呗，但你妈不是搞好，我才会预备的那智慧。Be happy, when the fog TV. Infant. Why does V? But it is a maybe about people. It is not him on the top of it. That's what it says is crying in the but he's not tearing you down any better. But he's not tearing you down. He's clearing space. Net, all called and be bad also with it. As he's making room for what's next. Pre-wime on enough. Sometimes the way that I've about me was bottom was me and was sometimes don't always got vikings for no point X by me school on being and video can't go with you into the next season. It's just what I really is got where I'm very me English into the next season. Upon the swashbuckling defense, before every is, there's a shaking. Before the elevation, for every elevation, there's a shaking. Payback in the months, there is. And that shaking isn't meant to stop. And in the point of view, stop. That aspire the choose is scare you. It's meant to separate you. P and E, God will allow pressure to expose what's weak so that when you rise, sana, with his, aome, busy, so that. 偏渺while under the while in say that video some no some landing ones of land if few people just feel like you're standing on something solid. To balance it is sort of power also maybe the one together waves the whole maybe beat a bit investigated to take it. The cousin problem is the fashion mass had to the Korean because it couldn't cover the version of it. The version of your that's emerging. They support video that yeah more than such a margin. Be bay that also wise goodness and made it be that upper to lows because it would to cause the weakest of have it's hard to that it would distracted you from your cover. It's distracted you from your calling. Our music evaluation and without harmless, maybe white of that the peasants, baby come hours from comfort zone had to be those over to center be this other to the bro maybe cover first thrown up broke health group had to be disrupted because growth dozens of happen over further both and two and a lot of places doesn't happen if you are at closest go and influence in familiar places. 可到很妙得到 X if you besides how I was with Evan the poem and been told the steps the harder that the shells you feel still. Heaven is in those kind of God abandoning you. Baby F you. Ping. It's him preparing you. Two in the first up in my fitness now, HPU about voice and master as for today's man of thoughts to the key. 10 times the work that survive pray for breakthrough. Now, men one at the field called the maker by Mu at Bede, Hadamao at school. But when the process begins, cool, pain, we will mistake it for an attack. We told them will be, and that act on paper. We at the top, we ask God to bless us all. Look, was I be, was a vegetation hardest that to do KSD, and bim, as good. We bind if then but when some patent when things start shaking, we say, cause opening, if a, hessel, but a, by, FUB. What's happening is SE, babe. What's happening is the blessing, E is being birthed. Go on the Japan model, just be back, just like a woman in labor. The missing they could just out. Bow in the place had also till he shall be bow if I it's the courses that you get to doubt the sound image. And be that the section one is a company shall be used and positivity. Down for my new senate those uses some fancy so as simple as that. Tells the thing all hard is the pub, you also pass on that so they be called into it. Output of mind more as me visit to the pain, the something you're buying. Eyes could be the space and doesn't mean use it meaning. It means to something new you're not being means something new is being important is to be more than that. That's good. Pin and edu. And then that's what it's doing in your face for the fun. Well, that's what God is doing in your life right now. the boy human fight to fully above. Then tens you ask them told the words from mass typing P. P has birthing something through the discomfort, then puts your father to the price of phone the to yourself. 开个手的坏。在问那个细心等待都是二十总是我是，这多的想法没有天气，多的不装真的天气。It's when everything starts shaking, pay the mind. 这边 festival 我们这 open main 所放的种 feels you kind of baby home bad FCP. It is easy to think you're losing control. Downs be at beginning 好 Peter Pinchini considered what if that's exactly what God wants? Hop the one on to the waves the whole day but act was hey you that it out to that it face shaking let the shaking loose everything you've holy wasn't holding down to wasn't meant to go with you. Go with you, told. And God's really meant to go with you. 假身头配比比 MSL 呀，what if it's his moving 法 F 过 C 那是难的，变得苗才我的小是我还是是变得 evident 一个的 piece removing the safety net 是好 you pay out，但不明白点，是不闹出喝他。Babe, 不能怎么那么 the guy before the bit of baggy but to PUST also but he ping but to remind you that he is the one that sustain you to what a sofa can either the ones that sustaining you they 台部的配饰的是包袱的广泛没有晒到很小非常好贴的我真是先开别的天哦三米白的我全都不个什么的钱就靠近老贴别的是他们的关话 Korean the fear one for the paid long FQ ping a the doubt and the pain of the old ones fan one bad but for last many people family here's a visit so the shaking becomes sacred. Smell is his way of pruning you. So his way of being more free you see sharp. It's his way to comprehend. What's I'm later be able to that you're tomorrow you do it and LR and throws you. And a list end when it's more fraud to let it. Ask Q. Pim that there are seasons where you feel stripped. Was P and PMC. Swallows. Doesn't show. You lose things you thought you needed there. With the mass of who on you finna. To one who put I so money. The same in the end of fourth found toward me by way. Always give me. Whereas people you got would always be there. Ma'am. And it hurts. Who's unbade this is file. Settlement. Shuha Bialms be. Pitas I was lost if skin not but doesn't mean outside. But sometimes it's not of so it's a sizing also transition of which cause I'm in the time of a silent masquerade. Put now with it, God's is equal. Skulls vein. Spree what bomb me know. Then FAQ. Would they be way be method for you though? Mental but the hand almost with that of the way. Why did that study terminal way? What's temporary so the temporary honorary but a steadily more temporal or two so that what's eternal can or so it's a long come we ain't running man yeah one we will. What's the word rate or word the legends more the though I envy Bessie, bit was puny, because as if he didn't allow the ministers of Pentecost to most and more than that be so Monday. He meant to have meal pound will not be a pay as our eye on you might settle for the stability that as her boss you see your best stability. In the months, Pugana says you must see a step of transformation. No, about if you pay on pineapple, God didn't call you to survive. It was a wrong sign. It's all of this, my eggs. So you have put out you to spot hang Hang no quality cardinals. Put pay how you to cleave on. To evolve. Poems always make sense from the muffler started, baby. Our Isaac sound issue would always make sense than conversations. The pen might be the Shakespeare doesn't always make sense while it's happening. Pen. Ew. Would always understand why God allowed certain endings or why he closed certain doors or why wait settle. So then but the later you may mean I thought I'm month and just realize but you look back and realize that everything Ray is our netting. He removed what trying to do about viscose. Henry Illipolis Kelly, however, it was just old because still completely out but what to he just particularly sees in the series of party and way what was time to look here. Viscose. And what was really big concept of this in the audio and it will go into release. Female motivational hustle and what felt like with Jackson was actually redirection. Was what semesters is in our left was a specific woman what felt it was good with some now was he as he was as well all he was at his goals amid must all couldn't add a wing be. Hunter is in a first. This is the worst. Who over the to win pay to the poor can win you take and quasi boy modest as command the color cowda was also was netter from the opposite of the hooky. He was snapped to preserve his kaya. He was for hard and yuki to receive something like grave of his literature. That's a PUB goal was a trick event called for naming the adaptive Mac as a man in the short term. 那用了皮话，别冇往什么个人是别 his character 啊，我们就也没介绍过 his character， and was in the south too pain because in the shaking as it means the when your emotions to the little said has been to they has not forgot feel I mean these. Will try to convince you that doesn't God's for God in you, Peggy, but he hasn't. People, one and a false. All is reason on be ushers in that PK says space closer now than he's ever been. Next was that. 再来传到这么七百百个没到的把朋友。Hantas and people bothered the man. Said, Sinler says, Ama, you might not hear him clearly in the noise. Q. P. But he's there. Q. But he's there orchestrating every detail. 靠he som den känner cousin you kan no kon see out the bone ma ala. Q to bump bear manifestly. 更好少有些老人生的也是，就爱你爆发呗，和没有好么花式方面去陪我的花，fast glove pay more, point as pay on he, because the pressure the pain of into purpose, the pain into power. What does this have with hits and me viewers I was to view? Paying those befest PE. It's in these moments that faith becomes real. 微笑睇表情嚟啦，我哋都會揾我才能表現他。我們感謝是 his hand and when you can't trace his hand, people don't mean in mind. Mas koya if go how you have to trust his heartbeat. The space is mere that you have to make course also like a V. A pimp. In that the end there, he, in not a no manners, it's just a sign. God is everything. Obviously, he's active. It doesn't make people like if you in me, me, then you what I have been active. The card who allowed the storm is this definition. So, being man, this and this God who allowed this storm, it was the one steering, is the ones of the storm gone who allows the alone steering, who allowed the steering you through it. Ned, baby bets over when it's over. Thì bên này nó phim sẽ lại nè, I'm very good in so far. Some of the to but I'm existed of it in minds was about. So without praying, you'll realize the shaking didn't break you. Busy. What are you? The body that's packed, source it pays in. Pen, it's strengthened away what's weak. And strip away. Strengthen the facet, sucked away to that because as this. What was shallow. Go hustling to find out this up. It refined your focus, meant to replenish on it stuff all the first and process the vibe, but not refined your faith. Is Amef good. You might not feel it yet. VIX cool ping neg OG. Bob was met is closer, but ratio is closer, closely than P is closer than it is in that. Personal because not what for you is price. Russian as well have put a shape. Be spending the pressure you're under it price this influence of funds as you take this out. So that's who our sounded so that say power so that something's about to shift. Tell Tian and then be one of the for Putin. After you might become the else. The chaos is the confirmation that's the hell also is the confirmation that heaven is moving by. Ink. Don't run in from it. Don't fear for it. But it expends walls. It's back to apocalypse because let it stretch. It's was that a water thing. Let it do its work. Let it stretch you, shape you. Prepare you. Also, when analyzing missiles, I can't put all of this. Shaking is carry beast mean. The sun is the other side of this before harvest was later out into stepio and the sea. And Netherlands just say, but fasting first is a composite very easy to carry your last very chassis. It was a matter of saying you body for a give it as the last and of contact is saying that this was yes, this was ever in Baby, as they fell shift before the breakthrough always feels those sound of sand on the count. That is just buzzy like chaos. But we always feel sure so I've always tried us. But the chaos is just the sound of change. That this is sound of this for the new something for who always is just the sound of change. Can have get all odds that back when the imminent charge no one sort of just maybe it's the motives and this is the moment where everything starts to make sense. It makes sense not because the pains and the left test was spending because suddenly it disappears because suddenly disappears. It suddenly disappears. He made it to Pimana and Taiwan. It was at a part. Well, we bailed and said to Nick was in the Popeyes parliaments. I was it because us and I took Chris was who pink of it, but because you finally realize what the first part it was is preparing you for. No, the F2. The fair then now and to go. Though every delay, absent hurry. Next day to go. Please, not a little bit. Come on, but thing now, we've got to say, my queen night. Quoted if God still when you wondered if God still had it put in and the worship man was it. Holding down bleeding and publicity outside. Oh, what put it home for my either side live in what's all the or the languages. Put a man having the one and special bed put a thing into being also or had it. Because any means one so wanted so it makes sense. You didn't go everything, this thing. You went through me and not so not the thing. Vinny as I'll be saying back to the band pong with intentional Olympic environment. Wing, night. You've been in training for alignment. And now, FQP, heaven, is whispering, man name is on, hey, neighbor, hada 5% base, pen pen, however, fed dancer, and sounds to better be bad. So, who was? Now time to go back to what was of us to me. Being going about and now for 5 something else, the own conceit got to call the MP2 can sound out to call, not time it. The same pop it, Pino 10 Please up people waiting for permit. But down, but to by unspread some mapple, but I afford to the system about the pam is over because he man me what times way. Can now tweak it as way with the song the doors is in red to pay drop. But could I add a tear to the credit to be the backs whom you father bells the P. Plenty. There comes a point when God stops ending information. It's about why we're into how that stops us send information when God stops and starts to find that trunk the audio just starts requiring activation and starts in requiring activation and starts to monitor because busy. It's money. Oh, key. You've heard enough, prayed enough, prayed enough. I'm betting that houseman mother back to pit. Weighty. Enough. It's time to move. Kan put home for 10 guys more partner. Will bow argue. Beneath the proposal. Because sometimes the middle school isn't meaningful. What God does for the A, because it's simple, the middle school the for you. Pain on my banana for muscular pain is it even give force bay. Hope them for out all the night deposits nose and you cats is what me then it will censor all over the go full to say what he already placed inside you. P you don't need another sign you and why send the sign plans you don't win that fight. PFA. What a song. SpyFQ. Typicality is always about the casual PM. What already survived him quiz you. Hey, you've already survived what was meant to what was meant to break you. Will the echoes needed half of money for that only they tell a half go peace and that survival alone is first only. Maybe not survival but current is a powerful set. That's a level out to close nowhere. This is what around for a lot is proclaim into the turnaround and they fear in order for what's next. Now the positive can now wish be reached house it'll boy about. Dopa doesn't call the response. Kalam will feel stars in cold because it's air. He called a perfect she called all calls the villain quiz. TMP styles in man pool coffee to the bay. Tasses him to go to the water massage. And if we hearing us because he's called E. Even I say people were in shit because the people map is because he's calling you to step into alignment and it's mother it's because you step into alignment. It was still going to look and the picture opinion and that's all. Hammy man put bills of 10 out of the fact and his purpose and his timing. There's a divide. One negative. There's a divine rhythm to life. 不要让我就 fall up mass with understand 根本买我真的不我觉得我那还 on the message when you fall in singing with it. In me as a co-cell P, things start to move differently. P, what is being you stop. When fantasy is BE, you stop his start attacking. Hey, me do. So I've said keen, FQ, pain. You stop forcing and start flowing. Now I'm in the bed I'm now, bones political, best blah. No, daily. But pay at one take. Pain with it at us on mapping means a good walking in one master way. Then when I want to have a celebration pin tail, pin element to love it in I with the deck you walk in your man with heaven's plan. All the line on a high that. What I mean now to the challenges of verse go like a fan, but it's a pain is municipal and pose after things are basis no what's the only to control what's meant for you. When your heart is positioning way, explain its aspect builds to impermanence, positioning on the equal is being voluntarily and I know the able will rest to see your success. Name one command the love of you and walking you are clear or the name with the offer, yeah, we are one your mouth holding the way the just with. People at the MP for father, back there. Because this is what any command even sour. What's our favorite time be? Father, pet is also at home with the bait of words secondary being we don't have to pay some reading lessons or socials if what's already uses any. Pit with or among use of be. You just have to align yourself with the assignment and with the assignment and just to align yourself whereas if with the assignment and just align all what on the level and you do the rest of yours to Saturday. Miss Amazon so head is a bio BP or a SQ, but alignment requires adjustment. Might as well see. Feeding on apple, podify the bus home open beer get my people. You can't step into a new season with old habits of peel. Mere divalan called you had afterwards. Pain, desire, affective, pain, old thinking, old company. Come in, you can more pick a cell high. Slaton Southeast, Pisons, Walker Linear, Gadel Test, Pen and Emerson, Male Modern Card is being pruning your life for a reason. That's why that. For me, I mean, if April pop out with your son and Pain and a buzzle, just one snell savannah and was a lazy evening. Replies, Bob as a trans mass. Hayes been closing doors, removing distractions. You heard that. Pain and shum 6,000 molecule. This is payment to name beige. Exposed my album say apple that he can and him up to he can blaze, can visit either say, can fear any lab that you need to visit. To the man, Holmes and Mellon did a line by South since I'm to the Ahoy, Battle's hard to pin a business that he can't release destiny into a loaded so why do harder. Best thou, said my deck and evades you. So before he saw a valley, 他们都拿 S 8 可同时表白 ，and a very confident jargon so job, but that's in your plus who fake hat, 可能也是别的。He brings everything in your life into order. No, that's fine. I'm not my God and Chuma will find a way. That's why the post study on the number of eyes the clients goes appeared. That's why the last season felt like loss. Then post, la motis about it. It wasn't loss. It was reordering. Goes in why him and me before to pay later what was out of place. So that he's also the trade who put what my accent now pay me. Bomb down for the what was out of place so that what's coming on a coding analysis and the hell the female mind media is goes by that be because your album tells you face that was many fable mats. I'm known with P. If you band the villain they call by hoodies is P. You've been praying for increase.